What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about L-Dopa. We haven't really talked about that all that much, but somebody sent an email asking, should they take L-Dopa? What are the effects? What are the side effects? And what is the cycling strategy? So I kind of want to just run through that for folks. But first, every shred of information put out in this podcast about nootropics is supported by 4 nootropic and biohacking products. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic
All right,
products.
Number 1, we've got a stack, the Cortex Nootropic stack. Right now, this is the last day, by the way, that the Cortex stack is buy one, get one free. So if you buy a bottle of Cortex right now, you can get another bottle of Cortex for free. You just have to use the coupon code GET1, so you're getting 1 bottle for free. And by the way, if you buy 6 bottles, you'll get 12 bottles. If you buy 4 bottles, you get 8 bottles. If you buy 2 bottles, you get 4 bottles. Just add a bottle to your cart or however many you're going to purchase, and then use the coupon code GET1, GETONE, at livecortex.com, and then we'll tack on an extra bottle with whatever you purchase. We'll match whatever you purchase for free. Do that at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service on nootropics. Pretty awesome. Lots of people use it. It's a 40-minute call with me. We basically help people do anything they want with nootropics. Performance enhancements, focus enhancements, motivation enhancements, whatever you need, we can help you get the right stacks. If you're new to nootropics, like the best thing you can do is read Smarter, Better, Faster. You kind of have to just start there, teach you everything. And if you have gut-related issues, we just started a consulting service on SIBO, LPR, and GERD. Like, basically, we can help people to fix it. There's an underlying issue. It has to do with methanogens in the small intestine, and there's a way to target that. It's a very particular protocol that actually works, okay? So get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Let's just talk about dopamine first. Dopamine is primarily motivation and sex drive. That's what it does. The sex drive part of it doesn't get discussed often enough, and I'm not sure why, but it's a major part of it. Like, if you don't have dopamine signaling functioning correctly, then your capacity to be aroused by your partner is going to be inhibited. Or just like, when you picture like things in your head about your partner or the opposite sex and it turns you on, that connection, like the connection between your brain and your like sexual function, is inhibited if dopamine's not functioning correctly. Dopamine's important, man. I mean, if it's not functioning correctly, you're gonna have a problem. If something else isn't causing your fatigue or lack of motivation, and it's dopamine dysregulation, or not enough signaling, or not enough quantity, then you're gonna not be motivated. You'll probably have problems with sex drive. So that's dopamine. Critical neurotransmitter to target. We target dopamine pretty significantly in the Cortex stack with uridine, because it's a dopamine receptor modifier / reparative agent. That's why the Cortex stack, like, turns you on, makes you motivated, and gets you to kind of want to crank out work. L-Dopa, similar to L-tyrosine and phenylalanine, is basically a building block to dopamine. It'll convert through different mechanisms, those like different amino acids that help convert it to dopamine. It'll convert directly to dopamine in your brain, and probably within, like, I don't know, however long it takes you to metabolize it, 30 to 45 minutes, and you should be having more dopamine functioning in your brain. The dose on it is, I'd shoot for 100 to 300 milligrams and find your sweet spot. The sweet spot's gonna be different for everybody, for different people, but that's what I would shoot for. For me, it's like 150 milligrams and I'm in. I notice increases in the take action reward system, okay? So like if I have stuff I gotta do on a day where I feel like dopamine signaling isn't good, or just say hypothetically my dopamine signaling is not good, then me pairing action like productivity with outcome, productive output, business outcomes, things of this nature, is not that significant. But if I take L-Dopa, which I do, probably like 10 times a month or something, then that reward system, that like, I'm gonna go do work and now I can see the benefits of my work via the outcome and the result that I'm gonna get, is enhanced. So it makes me wanna work more. So it definitely cranks up my productivity, which is really awesome. The other thing is that with sex drive, no question that if I take L-Dopa and even modest quantities, 100 to 150 milligrams, I do feel like I'm more sexually driven, like I'm more aroused. My girlfriend now, I'm so aroused by her anyway. She's just like, I just want to ravish her body like most of the time, and not everyone's on all the time. And so, but if I'm taking L-Dopa, if I happen to slip it in my supplement regimen, I definitely notice increases in like my capacity to get turned on by her, and then I just become a monster, and it's like this. It might be a little excessive sometimes. So that's my results on it. Lastly, I would say, yes, you should not take it every day. Probably a 3 days on, 4 days off for about 2 months cycle strategy is best. and then kind of see where you're at. It's not something you want to continuously take, because there are studies on the continuous use of L-Dopa, and basically they point to this syndrome called dopamine dysregulation syndrome, where it's the reverse of what you want. You basically aren't motivated and you don't have sex drive, and dopamine does not signal correctly. That's with anything. It's sort of the same kind of thing as taking some other nootropics pretty consistently. You just don't want to do that. You got to cycle off, okay? So that's my take on it. I think it's totally awesome. Used in the right context, used with the right cycling strategy, L-Dopa is a super useful tool for biohackers, nootropics folks alike. Definitely something to keep in the arsenal. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Remember, the Cortex stack right now, this is the last day. It's buy one, get one free. Today's Thursday. So if you wanted to get another bottle of Cortex with one bottle of Cortex that you purchase, use the coupon code GETONE, GETONE. You got to do it today if you want to get on that special, because we're not going to run another buy one, get one until we get another batch of Cortex coming in, which is going to be in a few months, okay? So buy a bottle of what's being called the only pre-made stack that works. It just cranks everything up. Cortex is awesome. You're going to take it and be like, holy crap, like I want to get stuff done. I feel awesome. Coupon code GETONE gets you one bottle for free when you purchase one. Again, if you need my help personally, one of the most popular services that we have is the Nootropics consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. We basically just help people figure out stacks that rock their world. If you're new to nootropics, you gotta buy Smarter, Better, Faster. You just have to start there. It teaches you everything, to include all this cycling stuff, gives you my favorite stacks. And if you're experiencing gut-related issues like GERD, LPR, or SIBO, particularly, we have a consulting service on that. There's a thing that causes it, and it's methanogens in the small intestine, and that produce methane and push contents up and give you reflux, and there's a way to target it. We know how. We've got that consulting service at livecortex.com. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Rock on. Talk to you next time.